Yeah, realized my microphone was still muted. Sorry about that. So, I'm just gonna repeat everything I just said. I'm commentating with my rabbits. My commentator dropped out for this round, so this is my go-to solution. They're active now. Caleb leading, Lotus Petal Brainstorm, trying to find exactly what he found. Entomb plus Gory's Vengeance. This gives Danny one opportunity to interact this game. Gory's Vengeance is a 3 of, and Shallow Grave is a 4 of, so mathematically he should name Shallow Grave. In actuality, it doesn't actually matter, because there's another one on top, even if he does name correctly. Another play by Caleb, if he didn't find, what he was looking for on that brainstorm, is he could have Cabal Therapied for Cabal Therapy on Danny. It's a little risky if Danny has a Veteran Explorer after that, because he just sacrifices it. It looks like Danny did name Shallow Grave and missed. Alright, the Entomb actually shuffled one of those Gory's Vengeances away. So he's going to cast Gory's Vengeance, get back this Gristlebrand, draw a bunch of cards, probably find a Children. Yep, there's the Children. Now he just needs a Lotus Petal to cast it with. His hand size is a little too big for our capture region to display without warping the cards horribly, so there's about 6 or 7 cards in his hand now that we can't see. Scooter, I agree. So this game's pretty much over. With that Dark Ritual, Caleb can just Entomb for Emrakul and then reanimate it with the Shallow Grave, swing for 22. Danny dies on turn 2. And that's kind of how I expect this matchup to go, although Caleb did have a very mediocre hand turn into a very good hand on that brainstorm. So Danny bringing in 4 Force of Wills, negate Abrupt Decay. Caleb looking to bring in, looks like he just boarded in Serenity, I don't know, some white card, and his Plows and Mentors are still in there. Danny, a little awkward, can't really take out his Pernicious Deeds because of Mentor. He might just get overrun. But it looks like Caleb is setting out most of the combo, down to 1 Gristlebrand so he can board in the Dark Confidants. Brings in the 3 Dark Confidants and a Thoughtseize. It looks like Tendrils and 2 Monastery Mentor. So kind of still has the combo, also has half of the Mentor plan. Dark Confidants for card advantage to try and draw through, I guess, Danny's Counter Magic. Counter Magic plan not super effective here because of all the discard from Caleb. So Caleb raised a point earlier where there are a lot of Cabal Therapies in this tournament, and we're curious if that's because it's an open tournament, like we have deck lists, we have full 75s posted. Would people be less inclined to play Cabal Therapy decks if they didn't have perfect information on the opponent's 75? Like it takes some of the skill of the card out of it. So that's something to consider. Looks like we're done sideboarding. So back into it, game 2, Danny likely on the play. He could have Force of Will. He could try and mulligan to Force of Will. Again, I don't really like that plan against what's it called? Like Cabal Therapy and Thoughtseize. He has a Glenalandra Archmage, which would be amazing if he gets to land it. 2 Cabal Therapies. If he gets to find a Veteran Explorer off this Oath of Nissa, or an Oath of Nissa next turn, requires him to fetch a green Sorcerer, which he didn't. Getting Bayou with Misty Rainforest would have been my pick. Because then you can Therapy, and then Oath, Trop, try and find Verdant. So it looks like he named Entomb and misses. That's probably what I'd name in his situation as well. Could have had the blowout on Shallow Grave, but no way to know. Entomb is probably the correct name. But yeah, so fetching Bayou there lets him go. Next turn, Oath of Nissa, try and find Verdant Explorer, and then play it, sack it to Flashback Therapy. Caleb drawing a Tendrils of Agony for the turn. He actually just has the win here. He can Thoughtseize himself. Well, not the win, but he can get this Gristlebrand into play. Thoughtseize himself, take the Gristlebrand, and then Shallow Grave it. So now Gristlebrand in play. He's not as explosive as he was, though. Funnily enough, that is his one of Gristlebrand. He sided the other 3 out. He sided the Emrakul out. And, most of the combo. He does have a Tendrils in the board, but I think the Children of Corliss came out as well. So no real way to, combo off except for actual Tendrils of Agony, or, making a big Mentor, playing Mentor, making a lot of tokens, which is certainly a strategy that would win here. Danny doesn't really have any Wraths at 2 mana, just Pernicious Deed at 3. Caleb looking through his hand. He has, Dark Ritual, Thoughtseize, Shallow Grave, Lotus, 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 Chrome Mox, Tendrils is 16. Danny's at 12. Yeah, because he drew that Tendrils on his draw step, Danny's actually just dead here. I'd imagine he sees the line. He might want to Showboat. He's kind of done that in the past. If he has a Dark Ritual, he can certainly prolong this. Try and get a Tendrils for 30. Doesn't appear to be the case, though. He's just casting this Tendrils. And that's pretty much how this matchup is supposed to work out. Alright, so Caleb wins with the Tendrils of Agony and actual Black Lotus there. So yeah, so that's pretty much... Oh, that's not Dave. Those are my rabbits. Using the same scene in multiple instances. Anyways, so I guess they're hiding again. It's still kind of their sleepy time. They don't come out for another hour. But that's pretty much how we expect that matchup to go. And that was a very fast, very skill game by both sides. Both sides fought hard. And now we will work on getting you round 4. Looks like Tim is in the chat now. He thought he had a full round to settle in while he got home before he plays. No, sir, this is the Legacy Mediocre League, and we are all about interactive decks. So we'll see you in a couple minutes for their match. Reanimator versus the Eldrazi Menace.